I'm Katori Walker.
I'm Evan Bishop.
And we are 320 Body Art.
We're also 100 Words of Wisdom and Yes Yonkers. But most importantly, we are here rocking with the Rose Above It podcast crew.
Check it out.
Yes Yonkers.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Rose Above It podcast. I'm T Rose.
Hey, what's up? It's Philly. Don't mind my voice. I'm a little sick.
And we got two very special guests who actually are board members here at the art gallery. We have Evan Bishop and Katori Walker with us. Thank you for coming, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And
very well.
They do something called 320 Body Art, which is dope. I experienced it today. So, y'all, what is 320 Body Art?
You know, I didn't know he was going to do that to me. But 320 Body Art is basically it's an experience, and it's an art experience where you get involved with the whole process of the body art being painted at the same time. Our mission is to paint and adorn your body with art.
Very good. And what we do is we combine our two talents. Myself as a graphic artist, I do the body art, and Katori does this wonderful spa treatment that you experienced today.
Yes, sir.
And we just combined the two. It came organically, and we've branded ourselves the Paint and Pamper Professionals. Okay. So people do body art, but nobody does what we do. Where you combine the spa and the body art treatment.
So how did this come about? How did you guys decide this is something you guys are going to do?
Good question. I was about 4 years ago, we started doing body art around the city, Brooklyn, Bronx, Harlem. And while I was doing the body art, Katori would be there with me. And
just watching and observing.
Which was good, because in her observation, she saw that there was something missing to it.
Yeah.
So while I was doing the body art...
That's what women are here for.
There you go, that balance.
Thank you.
So she just started asking them if it's okay that she does a massage on the hands, and then it went from hand massage to aromatherapy and creating a good environment to now she's a certified Reiki practitioner. So now she combines the Reiki in there, which is a healing experience as well.
Right, we just found that, I was just basically watching him, bringing a book, but, when you have people sitting down, he would have this conversation with people, and they would just start telling their whole life story, their business and everything, and he just has a way of making people feel really comfortable while he was painting. Yep. And so I was sort of just there like, okay, getting in the conversation a little bit, and I just saw how people were just feeling at that moment. And then I was like, well, what can I do? I do a little something, so I just started with the hand massage, and then started to... we just started how people were like, oh, this feels so good at the same time. Yeah. And that's how that idea came. He was like, why don't we just create something where people can actually get this journey while they're experiencing the art.
Well, were you doing Reiki before, or it just kind of inspired and came through the body art?
It just came through the body art. It was sort of like a healing touch, and I'm a licensed esthetician as well, so and just some ancient stuff happening through my body, through my great grandmother and ancestors. So I always had this, what people said, oh, you have such a healing, calming touch. And so, yes, as I went on,
testify.
So, what's the name for the exact what the massage you guys gave me? The massage.
Well, basically, it was a combination of light massage, Reiki, and what I call a healing touch. And so the healing touch is something that comes from me. And so I don't know where it comes from. It just comes from the universe, I guess, just comes through me. And then I kind of just use it. And I just get this sense of where to go. And then the Reiki, of course, I'm certified. And that came later. Last year I got certified. And so that even broadened what I do. And I just made this whole combination, and it became very unique. And it goes even deeper. We have people who will come to our studio and they'll get a body treatment, maybe, a spa treatment, a back treatment, and then Evan will paint on them. So I can do a facial.
Pregnant mothers to be.
Right.
We do bodies, bellies as well.
Painting bodies, yeah.
That's dope. So you guys do somebody would want a maternity picture and you guys will paint over it.
And she's a photographer too, so she'll take the final pictures. We'll do a photo
The
shoot.
whole package.
Yeah. So that's what 320 Body Art is all about. Is just getting people this experience. And some people will cry, some people will laugh, some people don't even understand like how does this all work. But if they take a chance to sit down and just be still, it can be very spiritual. There's some people who sit down and they're rocking to the music, because we do this sometimes in very loud places.
A lot of times in parties.
Most of the time at parties. And so people, just want to still listen to the music. But if they really open themselves up, we've had people who have made their life changes, major life changes, because they sat in the chair, a vision came to them, or they went back into a time where they, experienced something. And we have regular people now that they have the 320 Body Art experience.
Absolutely. So how did you? What was your experience like?
So when I came in here, I'm gonna tell you first. I was kind of stressed and a little bit overwhelmed because I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And I was like, I know you guys are on the board, so I'm like, everything has to be perfect, which it wasn't. But I came in stressed out. So I came in, I worked outside on this 100-degree day. Right. Came in here sweating, tired. So when I got in the chair, I'm like, all right. I'm just close my eyes. Everybody says close your eyes and pretend you're in the place. I'm like, I'm gonna try it. But I don't know, when Katori put her hands over my eyes, I instantly snapped into I promise you I was on the basketball court. That always seems to be my place of healing of like when I'm stressed out and I want to get things off my mind, I'm always at the basketball court. So instantly I hit the basketball court. And then for some reason I'm there, everything's fine, but when she sprayed the scent, I smelled like flowers. And I promise you, I was in like a playground with my nieces.
Wow.
Like right after that, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy.
That's it.
Yeah, and it was just a crazy experience, and then I felt like my sense of feel heightened. Mm-hmm. So when you started painting on me, I felt that, but it was like soothing. It was super soothing. And before I knew it, like I came in here hot. I was cool. I was calm. I was breathing, like taking deep breaths. How often do you take deep breaths in a day? Like, so I'm taking deep breaths, and and then the encouraging words that you gave during it made me feel like everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna work out. I'm good.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. And I felt rejuvenated. Like, let's ready to do this.
It's interesting that an elder told me years ago that the one sense that we all need is touch. Mm-hmm. And touch covers all the other senses. When food touches your tongue, that's when you get the sense. Yep. When that light touches your eyes, that's when you get the sense. So touch is the essential thing. The problem is not too many people are touched the right in healing ways. Mm-hmm. So when Katori and I came together, the first thing when we realized we had this combination, it was like, we got to have a mission statement. And this has got to be our mission and so we kind of went back and forth, but it is to adorn, celebrate, and heal the body with art.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the celebration.
She got push-ups to do after this. But it's really about the touch, as you said. The touch. We touch people in different ways, but the intent is always to heal from us. So I'm glad that you had the experience. You deserved it. And what people realize is when they sit down, they don't realize how much you are the healer. So by you accepting, when you accepted where you were, that's when the magic happened. Yeah. Because if you would have still been stressing, it went all over the place.
That was my gift to you.
Tell us about your experience.
I've had a chance to do that already, the 320 art, and it was amazing. So my experience was different because I did it outside. It was the Yonkers Arts weekend. Yeah. So I did it outside of the Yoho Studios, and it was noisy, and there was people running around. Mm-hmm. But just like Katori mentioned, and Evan mentioned, it's like for the whole time, I didn't even hear anybody else. Mm-hmm. I only heard Katori. And that was amazing. Your voice was perfect. I chose the Sankofa sign, and the Sankofa with the heart. So there's like 2 signs for Sankofa, with a bird, with an egg, and then there's a heart. And Sankofa means to go into your past, to gather the best of what your past has to give you. So like, you don't know where you're going if you don't know your past. So that's the symbol I had on my chest, next to my heart. And that was just incredible because you have Evan painting like in this section right here, and it almost like it was like a soft touch here, and then I had both of my hands free. So I had like this massages here, and then the scent, and everything was amazing, and I felt strong. I felt really strong. I don't remember what was happening or what I was seeing, but I do remember that I was feeling emotional, and I was feeling like I went from feeling really emotional to feeling really strong, and I know it represents like Sankofa, like that's what we chose, and I had a hard few years. And now I'm coming back, you know, having my comeback. My bounce back. Bounce back gift. So that was my gift to you, because that was an amazing experience. I could have chose anybody. I could have chose Camille. I could have chose Denzel. I could have chose anybody. Anybody, but that was my gift to you.
Thank you, and I appreciate that, and I accepted that gift with open arms. If you guys want to do it again.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it there. We do have a residency in the Bronx every Saturday, the first Saturday of every month. We're at the Bronx Beer Hall, and it's a great, beautiful music. They play vinyl, a range of music, but we're there on every Saturday. So the first Saturday of every month, come through there and you get that rock. That's consistent.
And then you can dance and everything else. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So when I first met Evan and Katori, we were in Golda's house.
That's right.
And I think you guys were preparing for 100 words of wisdom.
Yes.
Because you didn't do it yet. They were preparing for it. And actually, I heard about the event from other people before I heard about it from you guys. Which was really cool. So I'm hearing about this event, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. And people who were invited to be a part of it. And then when I bumped into you guys, I'm like, wow, like it didn't even start yet, and everyone's talking about it. Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was about?
It was taking body art. I'm from the Boogie Down,
and he will always say
represent
that.
the X all the time.
The Boogie Down.
So what it was is I wanted to introduce myself and my art to this community, and Katori and I just realized the best way to do it was to connect with the elders, and her grandmother was the first person. She was the one who dropped the seed in us. So listen to your elders.
Oh, yeah, they always know.
Yo, listen, we were at a dinner table March of 2016. I'm talking to her in conversation. She cooked for us. She was 96 at the time. Cooked for us and everything. So I'm talking. I asked a simple question in the conversation of everything else. I said, Nana, if there was one word you can share with our grandchildren, what would that one word be? And I just figured it was just, she'll just say a word and we just keep on talking everything else. OG put her fork and knife down. It was like she sat back and she was quiet. So I'm looking at Katori like, what did I say?
What did you just do?
But she said, focus.
Wow.
And for 45 minutes, this elder took us on a journey. Focus when she was a child. Focus when she was a teenager. Focus when she was a young adult. Focus when she was a homeowner. Focus when she... Focus in her career. So in a simple question to an elder, we got 45 minutes of oral history of her life based upon one word. So Katori and I, afterwards, I painted the word like I did with you, just painted the word focus. Katori did her massage and gave her the spa treatment. And we went upstairs and we realized that there was some magic to that. Fast forward months later, we're in Arts Westchester's grant writing workshop. Never wrote a grant before, but we knew that we wanted to replicate that experience with the elder, body art and seniors. So what we did is we wrote the grant, first time writing it, but the passion was there and the vision was there to tap into that oral history by asking 100 elders, if you can share one word with the youth of today, what would that one word be? And the power of that is that you can't repeat the word. So once somebody said love, love is done. Don't give us 2 million loves. So each elder, the further we went, it forced them to really draw into their own experiences and share that one word. So the body art was just magical. And it went from one person to 141. So
Right, which was like I was nervous if we could even get 20 people because we were like, okay, the elders, they may not, they're like body art and
some of them
like what's this?
Yeah,
but it ended bothered. Up exactly. But we really had the help of the community. Came together, Parks and Recreation, and all the other people.
Blue Door Art Center.
The Blue Door Art Center. Right here was the art show was here opening. We ended up with 141. We had politicians come. We had so many people involved in this, and it even went even further. So one of the things I have to say is that you walk into a place, you see 141 seniors with body paint painted on different parts of their body. Anywhere they chose the colors, they chose whatever it is. Evan did his graffiti style. I wasn't able to do the 320 body art pampering, that wasn't allowed, but it was interviews. People cried. People told us stories that they haven't even told their family or their children. So they were releasing. They got to be pampered for for the time we were with them. They came here into this beautiful art gallery and they were like movie stars. They saw their pictures up. They were so happy. Some people who didn't want to show their face was sad that they didn't. But from that, I had people contact me and say, you know what? I had a fight with my mom or my father, and we stopped talking for years. But we came to this show and we realized that I need to put that behind.
That's so powerful.
And they reached out. Ones who have, I see, this elderly woman, she's by herself. She's walking across the street with her groceries, or she's home alone. I'm a neighbor. I'm going to check her out. I started checking her out and building relationships. So this was even bigger than what we imagined. People being touched and taking the action to make a change and showing that elders really mean something in this community and to them. And there's so many who are lonely, so many who are neglected. And even the ones that are loved and they have family around them even benefited from this too. So it was great.
I mean, you said something funny because you said that when you told your grandmother you chose the word focus. And that while we was doing this, I think I realized that that's the first time I think in my life I've ever focused on purpose. Like usually you realize when you're focused on something, you don't realize you're focused on it. So like I always take it back to basketball because I'm a basketball. So when I play ball, when I practice hard. I practice with a purpose, but I'm not focusing because I'm already focused.
Right, you're in the zone.
Yeah, so I'm in my zone. So for the first time, because after, when you're always on the move, always grinding, always hustling, bustling, when somebody tells you to relax and focus, I've never been really told to just relax and sit there and focus before. And I was like, so at first I found it hard. I was like, breathe in and out. And I was like, this is kind of harder than I thought. But it's the first time I've ever really had to realize that I focus on focusing.
That's right.
And I thought that was kind of dope, that the fact that your grandmother said that. And it's funny because the youth of today, a lot of them don't know how to focus at all. Like in my generation, it was a generation where we used to go play outside, go do this, go do that. If I did my homework, I had to do my homework, turn TV off, no headphones. Right. No, my mom's old school, so she wasn't playing none of that. And I watch kids today, like when they do homework, they have TV, headphones. So I know you're not focusing. Right. Because I feel like in order for you to focus, you have to have 100% locked in on what you're doing. Right. And it's just funny with that word when your grandmother said that. It's
important, and what we found is that the stories that they shared with us, we were getting more of a gift than they could even imagine. I mean, we sat down when I sat here the night before the opening and looked at each and every one of the elders, I started crying because my logic was what hit me the most is that I remember laughing and smiling with each and every one of them. And how many people could say they laughed and smiled with 141 elders? Right. So
and you guys got gems. You guys have like some secrets and some like.
Let me tell you something. Older folks' knowledge, the knowledge that they have is ridiculous.
We have over 90 hours of audio of what they shared. So the bigger picture is to keep this going, to continue to share it, to make sure that their words don't just go in the drawer and be forgotten, but share it. And the reason why I use graffiti is because, first and foremost, I'm a graffiti artist. 1982 is when I first spray can, have a spray can every year since. But I wanted to use body art, and I wanted to use graffiti specifically because that was my gift to the youth. If we just had a picture of a bunch of elders, kids would be like, all right, next, what else can we do? But when they had the body art, they're thinking tattoo, they're looking at the colors, they're looking at the style, they're looking at the wrinkles. It's like so much information given to them in this experience that, you know, hopefully they can walk away with some wisdom.
And also what we did was really cool is we took quotes. We, you know, out of all the audio that we had, we took quotes and we put the quotes underneath the pictures. So you get to look at the pictures, you get to look at the graffiti artwork, and then you get to see a snippet of a quote. And they did a play actually here. YTI.
Theater Interaction.
The Blue Door. What we did was we put up about 45 pictures there at YTI.
Okay,
and
I heard about that.
People looked at it, and it was really cool. It was a great hit, and about 5 of the students created, picked 5 of their favorite quotes from there, and words from there, and then we had it here at the Blue Door.
And they did a monologue.
Wow.
People were like so touched. Some people even, you know, we invited the seniors that they picked. So it was beautiful.
So does that mean a documentary is going to be like happening soon with all that footage?
It was documented. We did get a promotional video shot, which was good. Great look. You can use it for marketing purposes, but there's so much more that can be done with just the core of that. But the magic is that we can go to any city and there's going to be elders. And they got stories to tell. So we can travel, and that's the bigger vision, is to take this on the road and get the stories.
I mean, we want to do a book. We would love to do a full documentary, you know, but that's all funding, you know. So anybody listening out there who loves something, a unique project, this is one that we're doing, and it's right now. It's at a portion of it is at the library on Central Avenue in Yonkers, and we're looking for spaces to continue to have the pictures that we've already taken. But mind you, I took about 5,000 pictures. Okay, so we have other pictures that we can use and show.
Right. That nobody's seen.
We had a battle just picking out the 141, which ones we're going to use.
Yeah. So question, why did we ask you guys why was 320 the numbers you guys chose?
We're both born on the same day. March 20th.
So
we came up with 320.
Pisces. The cusp.
Pisces.
Pisces. There you go.
Yes, we're both.
Be water, my friend.
3292. That's a good year.
So 320 body art. We want to make sure that those numbers stay in, because of the magic. It's like everybody has a place. Everybody has something that they can share. And what we've done is so perfect in our world, because not only are we artists in our own rights, we're a couple. And not only are we a couple, but we're giving a healing element to the world, and 320 has to be in there at all times, just to keep that energy right.
So I have a question about that. Is it tough being that you're a couple? Because you always hear like certain people say, "Oh, don't mix business and pleasure," or something like that. But do you find like you guys have do you find it hard to work together sometimes, or do you guys butt heads because you may not feel a certain way about a certain thing that you guys are working on?
We butt heads. So we're being real. Yeah, we butt heads. It was definitely a learning, experience. So imagine this big project, and we're working together for the first time. And although we're the same sign, we do have some things that are similar, but then we do have our own personalities that are a little different from the other. So while we're doing this project, then we have to learn, you're already working on a relationship with a person in a romantic way, and this is your life partner. But now you're working with somebody. Now you're working with them with work. So we had to learn how to separate. And sometimes the line crosses. It's not even so much a separation. It's sort of like, okay, at the end of the day, as Evan likes to say, and he'll explain it a little bit more, is that what's best for the baby. And also, compromising and giving in.
I like that quote.
Yeah, what's best for the baby? So the baby was 100 words of wisdom. We're getting ready to do another project called the Yes Yonkers, which I guess we'll talk about in a few minutes. But again, what's best for the baby? And we already started going in swinging, like with different ideas, But at the end of the day, when we take a look back and say, okay, what's best? Okay, you got to give, you got to take. So working with someone is like, and that you're in a relationship with is like double, right? Yeah. It's double the work, it's double the time. And you just have to remember and focus like what's really important. Our ego or, compromise.
It's humbling. And I think it's, you gotta know who you are enough to know how you can help.
Yeah.
And my thing is, as you say, you play basketball, I play football.
Yeah.
So team has always been paramount in my decisions. So to bring her on was wonderful because I've had girlfriends who they supported me, but they weren't artists. Mm-hmm. So they didn't understand the process, and when it was time to go through the process, they would give me my space. When in fact I needed someone to kind of push me and help me along. So she's opened up a chamber that no one else has been in to just really help me to get to the next level. And the way I can help her is just assist in any way. You got to kill the ego. That's the deadly part.
Yeah. That's the devil, the ego. But I think that it is. It's amazing though that in her finding her group next to you, she really did find something that she loves to do, which is the Reiki. Brilliant. How you share that. You didn't really do that before, but after going with him, supporting him at his events, you found your space in it. And I think that's amazing because how many partners, just simply support their partner, and maybe they'll say, well, that's not my thing, but to find your thing within their thing, I think is amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's a good analysis.
Relationship goals.
Hashtag Black Love. So what's real briefly, what's Yes Yonkers?
Arts Westchester, that's our grant base right now. We did the end of last year, actually as we were putting more things into 100 Words of Wisdom, there was a grant opening. It's a Yonkers initiative, which means that the grant has to be based in Yonkers. So it's called the Yes Yonkers Community Quilt Project. Okay. And our motto is, as I got right here, one quilt, one city. Okay. And the thinking is this, we saw so much magic happen with the elders, and when we presented it to the community, so many other people wanted to be part of it. What can I do? How can I be a part of it? But that's for the elders. That's for the elders. We're not going to change that. Yeah. So when we wrote this grant, Building and Destroying, to see what we can do for this community that's next level. And what we wanted to do is bringing back the elements of hip hop. We thought about, as we traveled Yonkers, we heard Yonkers is divided, Yonkers is segregated. That ain't no mystery. I knew that when I was in Riverdale. Sure. So it's like, I can be the next person to complain and just say that there's problems, or we can do something that's off the hook. So the principles of Africa Bambaataa was peace, love, unity, and having fun. Okay. That's hip-hop. That's the way it started. That's the way all the elements of hip-hop came together. So we're bringing that into this project, and we're also bringing the historical, visual storytelling of quilt making. Because quilts tell stories. Yeah. And quilts have been used throughout history to convey a lot of information. So what we're going to do for this project is it's going to be each person, any age, any ethnicity, any skill level of art, we're going to give you a 10 by 10 swatch of canvas.
And you don't have to be from Yonkers. You can actually work in Yonkers, visit Yonkers, just that you love and support Yonkers in some way.
Right. So the swatch, create what you feel will best represent Yonkers. So I'm giving you a canvas, and we're going to give you all the supplies. Rock out. Do your thing.
You could paint. You can write a poem. You could, do your name. If it's a kid, they could put their handprint.
Families can do one swatch together.
That is dope.
MCs can write their lyrics on there. Whatever you want to do.
And what's going to make this quilt even extra special is that it's not going to just be canvases, together. Our idea is that if the community can donate, some fabric from their country. So if they're from somewhere, they can donate it, and it'll be intertwined into this wonderful quilt. And where is this going to be? Again, we have to find people, whoever's listening, where we'll have this. Now, Evan drives me insane sometimes, so this was supposed to be for 100 people. He's already saying 3,000 people. So we want our listeners, to come out and just support us. You can be a part of this quilt. With submitting your swatch, there are some guidelines with it, because we want this to be a positive experience, but if you do the guidelines, you could be a part of this if we, accept your submission, and then you'll have your name on a legend. So when this is up somewhere, you can find your name, you can show your friends, your family, hey, this is me, I was a part of history.
Oh yeah, I need parts.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah.
I can't even draw.
I'm trying to be involved.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't have to. You can just write words. And the key thing is that once all of these quilts are together, we've unified Yonkers. And they're together. And then what we'll do is, because it's so big, this brilliant woman said, well, why don't we take it and break it down into pieces? So now we'll have a piece in North Yonkers. There'll be a piece in West Yonkers, a piece in East, and the South Side. So what we'll do is, if I live in this neighborhood, but my swatch is in North Yonkers, I'm going to be inspired to go check it out. Yeah. So automatically, I'm taking away that division. Yeah. So it's about unity. We're trying to unify Yonkers and using the arts to make it happen.
Yeah. And we definitely want to make this a tourist attraction, to bring people in here so that they come to Yonkers and maybe they'll stop at a restaurant, or maybe, this will be good for commerce.
Everyone.
And everybody here. So businesses can also be a part of the swatch. It could be, we want to make this, as Evan says, the biggest art art project in Yonkers, so we want your help.
And I think that's amazing, because coming into Blue Door as a teenager, when I first came in here, I was like 16, being a volunteer, and then I eventually worked every position in the gallery. That's what's up. Thank you. So one of the things I realized is that this gallery, in the beginning, wasn't really open to our community, which is downtown Yonkers. So from then, I tried my best, my little old teenage self, to try and bring the community in here. After that, there were other projects, maybe with yarn. There was yarn that was done around downtown Yonkers. Okay. There was tiles, maybe in the cracks of the street. I think once they painted garbage cans, but there's never been any agency or person to take on the initiative to do some type of art project that involves the whole city. So I'm really, really excited for Yes Yonkers. Yes Yonkers.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have T-shirts and everything too. So that will help donate, to our cause, because we did get the grant, but the grant, it wasn't a big grant. We're very appreciative. We love it, but to do a project this big, we are going to be looking for donations, and so we're trying to think of creative ways to do it. So one of them definitely is T-shirts.
That's dope. So, Katori, Evan, we want to thank y'all so much.
Thank you
for coming out.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate y'all. We love the gallery. We love everything that you guys do. We're going to support y'all 1,000-fold.
Thank you. Anything we can do.
Philly,
get ready to paint.
We gotta be ready.
Yes.
Philly, tell us what's going on in the gallery.
All right.
Since we
last met, since we last was talking.
Yes, what's going on?
All right. So we still have the exhibition called Summer Breeze, and that's over August 18th. That's curated by Louis Perlman, one of the guys who brought me on board as a little teenager. So the show, actually what's special about this show is that it's a Blue Door Artist member show. And you have to be a member of Blue Door in order to be in this show. And the way you become a member is you pay less than $50 a month. And you participate with volunteering and other things, and these are one of the benefits is you're able to be in the artist member show. I think we have a juried show too coming up somewhere in the winter. Something else so every last Friday of the month we have open mics. I'm mentioning it now so that way anyone who's listening can be prepared to memorize or work on whatever they're working on.
Every last Friday, because somebody came in today thinking it was open mic.
Every last Friday. Children workshops. So we haven't been doing them for the last couple weeks because I just came on board. So I'm here on Saturdays as the children workshop coordinator. Yeah, I'm very excited to be back, and I'm currently working on the fall schedule. So the first workshop for the fall is August 25th. That's the first one, and then we're gonna do a schedule in the few weeks, so that way there'll be something you can come and pick up, or you can visit the website. Our website is bluedoorartcenter.org. Yo-Fi Fest. So Yo-Fi Fest is starting their film festival. Check them out on their website, and our website. We'll probably be advertising them there. And we got these T-shirts in. These T-shirts are going to be in Blue Door for sale. There's an artist that's going to be selling T-shirts. He only does work on Black and brown people. It's Afrocentric.
Yep, Afrocentric Spanish culture.
His name is Omaro Kim, and that's his IG, so OMAROKIM. I'm coming to Blue Door if you guys are interested. This one has Tupac on it, and there's a couple of other ones that are really, really amazing. He does all sizes, and he's having an event August 18th at the Radisson Hotel where you could also be able to purchase his T-shirts. And that's about it for Blue Door.
All right, cool. Katori.
If I can say one thing real quick, we will start having our pop-up creation stations.
Okay.
And it'll start on the 17th at the Waterfront Live.
August 17th.
Okay.
August 17th at the Waterfront Live. The next week on the 25th will be at Manor Bagels on Saturday from 11 to 2. And then the following week, I think it's Friday the 31st, we'll be back at the Waterfront Live painting. It's free. Just come through, rock out, and be a part of history.
Yeah, get your paint on and be a part of history.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we always end the show asking this question.
And I guess you guys would answer it separately too.
Yeah,
Okay, he can go first.
So what's the toughest thing you rose above to get to this point where you're at?
Trusting what I've always known, which is I'm an artist.
Okay.
Just a lot of things were distracting, but art has always been my lane. So stay in that lane, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to really accept myself as an artist.
That's what's up.
And do my branding and everything like that, because I was really nervous and scared to show my art, because your art is your heart, right? You're putting yourself out there, and not to care if someone likes it or not.
That's right.
I love that. See, your art is your heart. That's why we always say it's the art in your chest.
Your heart, the art on your chest.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys for coming. Again,
Yes.
really, thank you.
320 Body Art.
Yes, 320 Body Art in the building.
For sure.
This is another episode of Rose Above It. Thanks for listening, tuning in, and we signing off.
Yes, Yonkers.
Later.